The following program was paid for by Southern American Media. Fox 30 welcomes you to Meridian's favorite TV personalities and three-time CMA nominees for Broadcast Personality of the Year. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Debbie.
And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie, as we start the first day of June.
And I kind of like to see the summertime come, but now July 1, they moved it closer 15 days, so we're not waiting to June 15th to call hurricane season. We do it on June 1 now.
It is. Today is the official kickoff into that. And pay attention to it. As always, we'll be watching the weather for you as to what happens. Now that you bring that up, let's just go ahead and take a look here, Odie, of what we got going on here. Let me pull this up where everybody can see this. Let me go back and hit a little button here. This is directly from the National Hurricane Center as we look at this. Here we go. We got something right there that's trying to develop. It's a 50-50 shot of something happening there. Looks more toward the Alabama coast, but something could happen there on Mississippi. And we'll watch this closely as this develops over the next 7 days. And
if you've got a place down on the beach and you hadn't got your insurance yet, you better do it today, because I feel like by this afternoon, all insurance companies are going to be like roulette.
I wasn't even aware that you could still buy insurance. I thought it had reached that point of just so sad.
Well, it's got normally, and some of them may have already done it. Normally, and the only reason I know this is because my wife's in this stuff, when it becomes a named storm and it enters the Gulf,
that's it.
All bets off. You can no longer then get insurance. Now, it's also saying that not only can you not get insurance, if you don't...
there we are.
There we are. If you don't have your check already, payments made, I guess is what I'm trying to say, your insurance is done. So you have definitely got to be careful on your insurance down there.
Why don't you grab that little small camera over there to the right there? Let's see if we can't fix this. Adam joins us here. He's going to be our special guest this morning as we get this going. We've got a camera frozen for some reason that I have no clue as to why. If you set that up here on top here.
Let's see if we can get this thing going.
Yeah, we
I'm running out of
rump row. That's how things happen this morning. We're trying to get it going. I don't know if we'll be able to do that or not. We may have to back up and reboot if we can't get that going. Yeah, that's going to be a little off, but let's just see here. Here we go. Yeah, come on around. We'll have to make do with what we got as we do things off the fly.
That's how we do things around here.
You just keep rolling if something breaks. When that one breaks, we'll have to stop.
Then we'll go again. That was throwing me off. But anyway, if you don't have insurance. But anyway, this one kind of snuck up on us and got in the middle of the Gulf before it started to develop. So threw us for a loop, but pay attention to it.
Yeah, sure is. We always think back to Katrina and what can happen. Even before that, our next biggest one was Camille, was it not?
Right at 69, I believe.
Yeah.
Pretty much destroyed Mississippi. But
never want a repeat of that.
Oh, no, neither one of them. I got to say a special good morning this morning to Miss Pat Coker. Showed up yesterday at the office, and about 8:30, her son comes by to see me. And he's got this pan.
Yeah.
And she has made me some pastries with some
Man, I like pastries.
Those were the best things in the world. And Lord works in mysterious ways, because I ate one, and I said, I'm not going to eat any more. And I ate another one, and then it wasn't 10 minutes later, we got called out to the interstate, and the next time I had anything was a Snickers bar about 5 o'clock. So, Miss Pat, you saved my life with them, and I'm going to eat a few more of them today.
Gave Odie a little bit of inspirational food there for the make it through it.
Yes, that kind of helped me through.
Now, the next thing that we want to jump to that has gone on in the community would be, let's start out in Jasper County. I guess we'd have to back up and go to Newton County to begin with, of what has been going on in our area. As we all know, that we have somebody that was murdered in Newton County. This would have happened just the other day. And here's who we're looking for. Let's pull this up. His name is Roderick Tyrone Moss. He's 48 years old, 5'9", 185 pounds. If you see this gentleman, call 911 or this number on the screen at 635-2101 is the number to call. Very dangerous situation that we have with him. Police are looking for that. Last night, I started getting reports of, okay, there's like highway patrol everywhere around my house. Oh, wait a minute, there's Clark County, there's Newton County, there's Jasper. This is what we turn to take a look at this, is they got word that the suspect was in the neighborhood of Highway 18, Highway 513 there in Jasper County. As they went searching, he was spotted. Yeah,
they saw him, and they even lifted out some helicopters to go out and research. And, some drones was in the air, so they really put forth the effort. They surrounded that area and searched for a while.
Right. In the end, he was not able to be found. We found that a little after midnight. I think they backed out after they could not locate him. But a very dangerous individual is what we have. We want you to pay very close attention to this man is caught. One person has already been murdered. There's no other way to put it. He is a suspect. We have to say it that way, suspect. But one person has been murdered. As we get into just north of I-20 in Newton County. The car was found in Jasper County in the Heidelberg area. He was spotted in the Rose Hill area last night. Doesn't mean that he's still there, but if I lived in that area anywhere around there within 40 to 50 miles, I would take that as, let me lock my door.
Armed and dangerous. Remember that.
Key word.
This guy is armed and dangerous. Don't approach him.
Big thank you to Clark County Hot Topics for sharing those pictures with us with what went on. And this is the schematics that I put out last night of the helicopter scanning the area there. Pay attention to these things as we remember what happened over in the Jackson area. We had 3 escapees that really didn't do that bad of a crime, and then it turned out to be horrible.
Yes, it did.
And yesterday, as a matter of fact, we had 2 more escapees from that same jail. Well, those 3 broke out. They've captured one. There's still one on the loose that they were looking for, and they thought they had him cornered yesterday also. Man, oh man, oh man.
Well, it's going to take the public to get involved, just like it is in Meridian, Lauderdale County. The public's going to have to get involved and say, hey, I saw him. And that's where the leads where they got these from, where people calling in. And it's going to take that. If you see somebody, make that phone call.
Yeah.
Be on the cautious side of this.
So that is definitely something to be concerned about. We'll keep you updated with this. We're in constant contact with sheriff's departments as this comes about. Yeah. We'll watch it very closely there as this more. I didn't realize this. Used to, cigarette companies sponsored everything. Remember the Winston Cup?
Yeah.
They done everything with NASCAR. That's a thing of the past. They no longer do that. Canada today unrolls the very first country to do this, to where each individual cigarette, instead of on the pack where it says may cause cancer, it's going to be stamped on each individual cigarette on the paper. So that is coming. If it happens there, it'll make its way to the U.S. before long.
Well, you pull up in the port, and before you get off the ship, before you get into that particular country or whatever, you're going through a duty-free store where they try and sell you all this stuff, and you've got cartons of cigarettes. And on the side of it, on the whole carton, it's just got on there, this product will kill you. And it's big enough that you can see it. So when you grab that carton of cigarettes, all you see is this product will kill you.
Yep. The only time I've ever seen this before was the Bellamy Brothers. You remember them?
Yeah.
Yeah. They had their own that had the Bellamy Brothers stamped on it. And I kept throwing it away every time somebody handed it to me. No.
I don't want that.
Y'all just stay on y'all's side of the road there.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. We're headed over to some local folks here in just a moment.
That's
Adam's going to be in to talk with us. Folds of Honor is coming to Meridian. This is a very big deal special as we honor those. And we'll find out more about that as we head to right here in Meridian to find out more about it. We'll be right back.
Need an expert to repair a rock peck or cracked windshield? Call Advanced Auto Glass by Joey for quality workmanship and customer service. Convenient same-day service, as well as in-house calibration for vehicle safety systems. Reliable mobile service is available in Clark, Kemper, Neshoba, Lauderdale, and Newton counties for all cars, trucks, and heavy equipment. Book your appointment today for custom tinting. It can reduce temps, fading, glare, and more. Improve the safety and enhance the appearance of your vehicle today with services from Advanced Auto Glass by Joey.
If you're building or remodeling your home and finally getting around to that to-do list, Before you spend your hard-earned money anywhere else, do yourself and your pocketbook a favor and check out the huge selection available at Southern Pipe and Supply. They have a large showroom on Highway 39 North in Meridian. You can check out the large selection of tubs, showers, sinks, and faucets. Southern Pipe for all of your heating and air conditioning system upgrades, along with standby generators in preparation for storm season. And we're local, Southern Pipe and Supply.
Spring is in the air at the Neshoba County Co-op, located at 338 West Main Street, downtown Philadelphia. If you're looking for that perfect flower for your home or getting ready for a garden, whether it's butter beans, peas, or tomatoes, they've got it all there. The fishing calendar says it's great at the Neshoba County Co-op, whether you're bass fishing or if you're out for crappie. From new rod and reels to getting the exact lure, or maybe that worm that you're hunting. Grab a pole and go fishing today. And let's not forget about turkey season. And remember, all roads lead to the Neshoba County Co-op.
What drives us may be different, but what we share is the pursuit. Whether taking on the job site or your own backyard, let the pursuit of the perfect cut begin. Steel's zero-turn mowers are here. Real Steel. Find yours.
There we go. Oh, look at that.
Look at that. We've moved over just a little bit more.
On the fly, tell us we can't fix something in an emergency situation there.
And that's it.
We'll get our main camera fixed in a little bit. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. This is Odie and our special guest as we head down to Mitchell Distributing. Adam Mitchell, how in the world are you doing this morning?
And I'm doing great. Glad to be on here. So thank you guys for having me.
Man, good to have you.
Now, of course, everybody hears and sees.
We can't do split screen.
Yeah, I didn't see that. At least I'm looking down and don't have my hands up.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
I'd rather me be frozen than you guys. I'm not used to having a camera on me.
We'll look at Adam a second here. We'll just switch back as we get this going. Adam, so many times when you're getting ready for an event, Meridian, it's always sponsored by Mitchell Distributing. That's what we see. You're third generation, is that right?
Yeah, I am. I'm third generation. So
your granddad started this company here.
He did. He started bringing Falstaff beer in from New Orleans, and things have evolved from there. So I'm third generation, trying to keep it on the rails.
So my first question would be, was there ever a thought in your head of going, Dad, I don't really want to do that. I want to do something else. Did that ever enter your mind, or was it you knew this is what you were going to do?
You know, my dad always told me growing up, do whatever you want to do. You know, there was never any pressure. So it was always kind of up to me. And, you know, beer is a people business, and I like people and like being on a team and working with a big group. And so it just kind of was always natural to me.
Well, and the biggest question I get asked every day, and I want you to really think hard about this before I ask this, and think before you just jump out and say no.
Okay.
Are you bringing back the Bud Girls yet?
That's what we want to know.
That was the biggest thing in the Meridian area ever, was the Bud Girls. Everybody remembers those swimsuits and the posters. Well, that was during the 80s, wasn't it?
It was. And I mean,
the highlight.
So I was born in the early 80s, so I was pretty young for all that, right? But yeah, I mean, some of those old campaigns are just golden. You know, that was probably the
Chunky
days
River raft race.
Chunky River raft race, and Spuds McKenzie was going on, and I mean, there was a lot of good stuff happening.
Yeah,
back
that's
then.
Actually where they were like chosen, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's where they did the Bud Girl for the year. The winner, the Miss Budweiser, was crowned at the Chunky River Raft Race.
Yeah, days gone by, and that was such a big deal in our history.
And you know, I was running around just 6 or 7 years old, probably.
But your dad sure liked it, I'm sure. Yeah.
Well, you know, he did at 6 years old. Look at there.
Welcome to the family, son.
That's it.
As we look at this, there's so much, as I mentioned, that y'all do. And the next big event that is coming up that we hinted at earlier is going to be the Folds of Honor. Y'all do so much with this. And I want you to tell us a little bit about this as I pull this up and put this on the screen. Y'all do this each year. Tell us more about it, how you can be involved, and what y'all do for the community on it.
Yeah, so Folds of Honor is an awesome foundation and charity. This is the 13th year that Folds of Honor's partnered with Anheuser-Busch, and we've been involved as well. So there's not a scholarship foundation for fallen soldiers' children. The government doesn't have a program to pay for fallen soldiers' children to go through school. So Folds of Honor was created to fill that gap. And Anheuser-Busch has been the largest sponsor for and donor to Folds of Honor for their 13 years. And so all the distributors around the country, ourselves included, try to do what we can to raise money for such an awesome charity. And especially since we have such a big military presence in Meridian.
Yeah.
And, NAS means so much to this community, as well as Mississippi in totality. So we try to do as much as we can here to do some things to raise money. Last year, we raised right at $17,000. And the great thing about this charity is they don't take anything off the top, right? It's one of those where everything really passes through to the recipients. And so, we know people were really helped by that.
Yeah, it's not a salary that part of the money goes here. And there's so many organizations that do that. Yeah. By the time that they clear it, it's like $2 left for whoever was going to be a part of it. And that's great about this one.
Yeah, they're very transparent. And the guys that run it are really upfront with where all the money goes, which makes you feel good. So we're having a golf tournament at Briarwood, and we'll use that to raise money. There'll be other events and other ways to give back, and we'll do some things with our local bars and restaurants to do some promotions for giveaways and fundraising nights. But we're excited about this one.
Yeah.
And we the amount of money we raised last year got us some national recognition. So appreciate the community for really jumping in and helping here, because I know this is near and dear to so many of the people in our community.
All right, let me put you on the spot on this.
Yeah.
We just got done with a big fundraiser, Bud and Bowling.
Yeah.
How much did you? I never did hear the end total of how much money was donated. And again, I'm putting you on the spot because I don't know the answer to it. Do you know how much was raised and went to charity on that?
So I wasn't sure, but yesterday late afternoon, I asked Anna Grace Tanner, right? I need a number, right?
Anna Grace.
So we raised just over $30,000.
Wow.
For the Jimmy Rogers Foundation.
That is awesome.
$30,000?
Man.
And we just had a boatload of fun doing it. And I just thank all of Meridian, thank all our partners in this, Bob Huff and the group, Cooper helping putting it together. I think it was Cooper's idea at the beginning.
It was.
We were just standing out there at another event talking about it, and it turned into something. And the communities just really showed out for that one. And it is a lot of fun. I mean, it's a great day. We had awesome weather, and so we appreciate everybody supporting it. It's great when we can all have some fun and we can raise some money for something good and improve the quality of life in the community. We just feel like that's just a win-win all the way around. So
I think
we love that this one works.
I think this is going to be with us for quite some time. It really it did.
It's stuck.
When and you may not need. And let me put you on the spot again. I love this on the spot thing. When do you think the next time we'll get the Budweiser Clydesdales back?
I don't know.
Because that's
really
tough
don't
to get it. Don't you have to put in a form and wait a little while before they
do? It's a little bit tough to get.
They were on the coast not long ago.
We did. We had them just maybe 3 weeks ago. We had them down on the coast for the air show down there. So I mean, probably within the next year or so, we'll have them back. I don't think we have anything scheduled. Again, if Anna Grace were here, she could tell you exactly a date probably. But within the next year or so, we try to make sure we get them around once every couple years per, in different towns.
The last time I saw him, I saw Ken Rainey riding in a wagon as he went by. And I said, "There's Ken. Oh, and there's some horses with him."
Yeah.
Well, that name Manny is it's got a little string that he can pull.
Everybody
with
knows
the big Budweiser plant. But like you said, I mean, that's for Meridian and Lauderdale County and the surrounding areas to come together and help with these fundraisers that y'all do, especially with Folds of Honor. And they've gotten national recognition for the amount of money that y'all were able to bring in. I mean, that says a lot for your company, and it also says a lot for our community stepping up for something that's that this kind of need is out there.
It definitely is.
Yeah, so we just can't thank the community enough, because the other one, I mean, Bud and Burgers, we do that in a lot of different markets, but there's nothing like a Meridian Bud and Burgers. I mean, the whole community shows out, and we're able to raise a lot of money for Love's Kitchen right before Thanksgiving every year, and it's become their only annual fundraiser, and that one really works out well. But again, we can open the doors, but if everybody doesn't show up, those things don't last. So it's all about, the community coming out for it, and we just can't thank everybody enough.
All right, we got some more questions with Adam coming up here in just a moment, and I'm sure there's some questions that are going through everybody's mind that's watching this morning going, well, y'all going to ask anything? Hang on, we're going to do that. We'll be right back as we begin this morning.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
Are you looking for a job that could last a lifetime? Structural Steel is hiring now. With employees that have been there from 20 to 40 years, they're family-owned and operated since 1975. Competitive starting wages, a 401k package, and great insurance. Immediate openings on the day shift and night shift. From entry-level helpers, welding and tacking, grinding and fitting. And the list goes on of job openings. Start your future today at Structural Steel. Call 483-5381. Folks, if your yard is needing grass and you need it quick, talk to our friends at Coates Hydro Seeding. They offer residential and commercial. The great thing about this, it doesn't wash, the water treads, and it holds the soil in place. It's the easiest way to grow grass. That's hydro seeding. You'll get a great-looking lawn without all the dry spots. How many times have you put out seed and it gets washed away, blown away, or even the birds eat it? Talk to our friends at Coates Hydro Seeding, 601-728-1954. And welcome back. I'm your friend, Scotty Ray, along with us. Your face looks same color as your shirt now.
I got, being on that cruise, I got a little bit of sun, and then yesterday I got some more sun, and I didn't see that, but I matched, don't I?
We just got a text in from Sheriff Billy Solly, and I thought you might want to share this.
Yeah, so we just got word that in Brandon, Mississippi, there's been a domestic dispute. And a law officer has been hurt. We don't know exactly. It does not say exactly what had happened, but there was a standoff, and we do have a injured law officer. So prayers going out for them. This just happened less than an hour ago over in Brandon. So we ask for your prayers for that family, for that department, for the firefighters that were there. Dealing with that, and I tell you, between Sheriff Solly and Mike Myers, we've got information coming in, and keeping everybody on the up, but definitely keep your prayers out for that, and thank y'all.
All right, as we continue our morning there, it's a little after 7 as we get this going. Of course, our special guest this morning is Adam Mitchell from our local Budweiser distributing company. And y'all do so much for the community. Let me put this, because you look better than us. We'll put it back over here on you, because your wife wanted to look at you this morning. Yeah. She sent us a text. Said, let me see him. I didn't see him enough last night. But, all right, here's the million-dollar question. Everybody in America is talking about Budweiser right now, and the situation that happened with Dylan. Now, if it's my understanding, the distributors had no idea that this was going to happen, did they?
Yeah, we knew about as much as you did, right? And actually, you usually know more than everybody else does about things. But yeah, we didn't know anything about it until well after it happened.
And what it done was the parent company, Anheuser-Busch, sponsored someone. Did they make several cans, or was it one can?
Yeah, I think maybe the most important thing is really to kind of clear up what did happen. I mean, Anheuser-Busch themselves didn't make a production run with the beer cans with the person's face on it. It was a couple employees there, had an outside ad agency in New York print a shrink wrap to wrap around a can that had no beer in it and was never intended for a production run. So, it wasn't Anheuser-Busch that put together a marketing program or anything to that effect. This was a couple of individuals who broke protocol and went outside to have a can printed and shipped without the proper approvals. And I think that's important for everybody to understand that.
And as you read between the lines, and if I read this right, they are probably no longer with the company representing them on advertising thoughts, are they?
Yeah, and you never want to see people lose their jobs, right? But yeah, there's new leadership on the Bud Light team, and there's a whole new group there.
Yeah, and you have to go back to the 80s, as we brought up the 80s a little bit ago. The guy that started the Frogs.
Oh, I love the frog.
I think that's where we probably need to go back to, of somebody handling it that way on the national level. And again, we want to point out this was not on a local level. Y'all had no idea, just like the rest of everybody, this was going to happen. Y'all do so much for the community involved. And what this does, it can hurt paychecks.
Yeah, I mean, will the multinational company get hurt by boycotts? Possibly, but locally it does hurt.
It's going to hit the local level before it hits the national level.
It does. If somebody's walking in the store and buying something else, then the salesman for us, the guys that are delivering the beer, all the people that work, the over 300 Mississippians that are employed just by us, they do feel it, right? And so I guess one of the things I'd just say to everybody is, if you were a Bud Light drinker, we want to have you back. The company made a mistake and got into something that was political and not even political maybe, but controversial.
Yeah, and that's a good way to put it.
I really like the saying I heard about this. Somebody said people are supposed to talk about issues over a beer, not because of a beer. And that's how beer's always been. It's especially Bud Light. It's always been about fun and enjoyment. And that's what they need to get back to doing. I mean, you brought up the frogs. There were the lizards, the What's Up commercials.
Bud.
I mean, that amount of fun is really what built the brand.
You can't help but love all. And then what was the Real Men of Genius? Who remembers that?
Oh,
yeah. It was the guy from that thing, Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah. We support you, Mr. Whatever he was. They were just so funny. And we were talking about Joel. I used to we'd sit in Joel's office and he'd get a new one in and he'd play it for us before it was put out. And it was so funny.
And he could have written those on the fly probably too, right?
That man's got talent.
Yes,
Joel, wherever you are this morning, we say salute to you, Mr. Budweiser.
Friendly advertising, man.
He understood really the motto that built that brand was making friends is our business.
Right.
So around the community, we're going to keep on doing that and working on making friends is our business, being what we're about. And we just implore everybody to remember all the good things that have happened. Folds of Honor is a great example that we talked about earlier.
Right.
Anheuser-Busch ships drinking water to every emergency in the country, it seems like, just most recently in Rolling Fork, when the tornadoes came through. We were able to get a truckload of water sent in, immediately before they had to, before everybody else does, because I think it's important how quickly you can get things there. And then locally, we're trying to support our community. So, we'd like for everybody to remember all the good things as loudly as they remember the one thing where a couple of employees went off script and did some things that the company didn't agree with.
Well, since you brought up water, I want to bring that up.
I know where you're going with this.
I've got one complaint on that water. It's good, but it looks like a beer can. I had to bring one of our cans on this show with me one day and say, hey, everybody, this is a
water
Anheuser-Busch can. It's white and it's got water on it. Because the water's good, I've got it in my truck right now. But when we're standing on the side of the road during an emergency and you get thirsty and you pop open a can of Budweiser water, you get some people to look at you crazy. Like, how bad can it really be?
That man's thirsty.
That man's thirsty. But y'all have provided water for us during emergencies, other Rolling Fork or Stone, whichever it is, for emergencies. Thank y'all for doing that and for what y'all do for EMA and firefighters locally here. We do appreciate that. We thank you for it, and the water is good. We just need everybody to know that it is water that we are drinking.
And as we glance up the comments here, it's so much support for y'all because y'all are probably, and let me put the camera back on you where everybody can see, y'all separate yourselves. You're not just a business in town. Y'all are a part of the community, what separates Mitchell Distributing from any other probably Budweiser in the nation. As a distributor, and that's what the close-knitness of this is going to pull y'all through all of this.
Well, we really appreciate that. And, you know, we're fortunate. Our business in large part is about people having a good time. So we get to do fun things like bud and boiling, right? We can boil crawfish and it be marketing our business and fun for the community. So we're fortunate that we get to do that. So
the deer hunting contest. I mean, y'all are so involved in the outdoors and hunting programs here that happen locally.
Yeah.
So, well, we want to say thank you for coming in. I know I put you on the spot a time or two.
No, I'm happy to do it.
Now, if anybody has a question, and I know you're an open book, if anybody'd like to contact you, got an email address, they could shoot you an email and go, hey, tell me about this, explain something. How do they get in touch with Budweiser?
Yeah, so...
Caught you off guard on that one, didn't I?
You did. I guess our phone number at the office is 482-6161, and my email address is adam@mitchellcompanies.com.
Give me a shout there. And again, sorry about that. I should have asked you about that.
We don't do anything on the script around here.
Well, as you were saying the phone number, I was thinking, boy, I'd hate to be put on the spot and have to name mine.
I just didn't want to get it wrong.
Yeah.
Because I really and truly don't know my number.
Yeah.
You don't call it enough.
No, I don't. I'm going to have to get better at that. Adam, thank you for coming in. We appreciate you so much. And despite our technical difficulties, we made it through this.
Well, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it. And just thank you guys for all you do for the community as well. You guys have given us a lot of appreciation and gratitude this morning. But I want to say the same thing to you guys. I mean, a lot of people just knowing what's going on in real time is really great for the community, and not every community has this. So
well, thank you.
We appreciate what you guys do.
We stay hard at it. They get near y'all.
One way or another.
We'll be right back. Adam, we can't thank you enough. And this is Adam Mitchell from Mitchell Distributing here in Meridian, one of our special guests this morning. Thanks so much.
For something as vital as your eyes, you should have your lenses and contacts made with the utmost care and precision. And that's what Grayson Optical does on 24th Avenue. Since 1996, Grayson Optical's mission has been to provide Meridian and surrounding areas with quality eye care products. That's why we're locally owned and operated. And don't forget, custom-made sunglasses like Costa for your eyes only. When you need to see clearly, Grayson Optical. 2021 24th Avenue, Meridian. 601-693-6374.
J&J Tire Muffler, located at 3420 8th Street, invites you by. And if you need a front-end alignment, make sure to try their new state-of-the-art alignment machine. No matter the size of your truck and car, J&J can align it. J&J also has touch-free mounting, laser wheel balancing, and as always, they provide preventive maintenance, including CV axles, shocks, struts, brakes. And they even do work on motorcycles. With the largest selection of new and used tires, along with exhaust systems. Locally owned and operated since 1978 in Meridian.
Hello, my name's Kenneth Graham, and I'm running for coroner of Lauderdale County. For over 50 years, Lauderdale County's been represented by professional and competent coroners. I would like to continue that tradition. Over the next several months, I want to educate the public on what the coroner does and dispel any myths about the coroner job. I can show you that I will be the most professional coroner there is. So please vote for me August the 8th.
Paid for by the Committee for the Election of Kenneth Graham.
Patrick Allen Companies services and repairs all brands of overhead doors, residential and commercial. Our service technicians are factory trained and have over 125 years of combined experiences. At Patrick Allen Companies, we are not interested in being the biggest, just the best. We are just 4 miles south of Meridian on Highway 145. Patrick Allen Companies, safety, service, and satisfaction.
And yeah, that camera still doesn't work.
I got to get readjusted to the readjustment.
Yeah, we're working on readjustments in the studio this morning. We'll have all this fixed by tomorrow morning.
That's right.
I promise. We've got a lot more local headlines that have come up. We've had some car chases overnight. Matter of fact, let's just cover the car chase real quick before we go into what happened in history on today. Yeah. The sheriff's department last night, they were driving down the road, and next thing they know, they noticed somebody that was breaking the law, and they went to pull them over there.
Yep.
Highway 19. Here we go. Here's the map here, and this is the way it went. Now, this is a direct ending, but it went round and around like a merry-go-round in here as they were chasing them. But about right there, they decided that that car really liked that light pole at 20th Street and 43rd Avenue. Went right through it there.
So we'll just go ahead and take this on out, and we'll have to get Cooter to come out with his truck.
That's right. There at Highland Park, if you lost your power last night, that is why. And he got so ferocious after that, after he wrecked it. He still felt good. He'd drank an energy drink, and he commenced to running, Odie.
Well, I tell you, this is me again. You can't outrun a bullet.
42nd Avenue is where it all ended. 29th Street with handcuffs, and off to jail he went.
Three hots and a cot.
That's it. That's what happened down there. So if you were in the area last night and noticed a large police presence going down 19, lights flashing, that's what it was. An arrest was made, and off to jail they went. So, boy, howdy, oh howdy. Now, coming up, we're still going to discuss U.S. Marshals in Meridian, Mississippi. Yeah, the Marshals were on scene. We got at least 2 arrests, if not more, that haven't been released. And also, we'll talk about tragedy that struck in Meridian yesterday also. But right now, let's roll back the hands of time, and we'll even ask Adam a few of these things on this. Who couldn't remember as a kid? Did you watch, let me pull this up here. Did you ever watch Andy? Were you a big fan of Andy Griffith?
You know, I caught the tail end of Andy Griffith. So I'm trying to think when Andy Griffith was in its heyday. I was born in 82.
Oh, it was 20 years before.
Yeah, so I mean, I caught a few reruns, but it never was in my greatest hits.
Then would come Matlock as we look at this. This was his second breath of wind as he became the lawyer that you just couldn't outsmart. Andy Griffith, born on this day in 1926. He was really everybody's sheriff.
It's one of my favorite shows, Matlock. Till this particular show come on and took my second favorite show off air.
Oh, you and your Perry Mason stuff. And what Odie is referring to is when I first started the show, we started out on PThe, and they canned
Perry Mason
to put us on. And Odie was one of those that had little pitchforks, raising cane. Bring back Perry Mason. Another great was born on this day in 1926. There's a lot of things she done. 2 things that you'll remember her from.
The presidency.
Happy birthday, Mr. President. And then the wind came along and made her an even bigger superstar as Marilyn Monroe was born on this date, 1926. God never made a more beautiful woman than she was, and her life would end in such tragedy. We certainly hate that.
Now, my wife's more beautiful than Marilyn
That's
Monroe.
what I would say if I was in your shoes, too, after yesterday. This next guy, maybe some of you will remember, but as I mentioned before, the big movie that came out, The Equalizer, we all saw that. Denzel Washington was in it. Now they've got a TV show with
Queen Latifah.
But way before this, during the 80s, it was a regular TV show. And this guy he wasn't
the
as famous.
Original.
Yeah, The Equalizer.
Yes.
Edward Albert Arthur. What a big name that was. I bet in first grade he caught heck over that.
You know he did.
So, had a birthday today also. As we keep going on this, let's see here.
Oh. Well.
Never one of my favorites, but he was, I'm being told that this guy was like a teenage heartthrob in the 50s. Is that true?
Well, I don't know.
You're supposed to know these things, Odie. Pat Boone. And that is a hairpiece if you're thinking, boy, that looks like fake hair. It is, because he did lose it on TNM one night doing a rope trick, and off it went into the floor. And you want to talk about it. Could you do that if we had a special guest and they lost their hair?
What, wear a wig?
Well, no, I'm saying compose yourself and keep going with the show.
Oh, yeah.
Charlie Chase kept a
compose.
straight face, and they kept right on going. I thought there's no way I could have held that together.
Somebody's asking why I'm so red. I've been out in the sun.
On a ship.
And I'm sunburnt. And I'm red. I got enough Indian in me. I think I got a 16th.
16th?
I think so.
You're still burning.
And so I get red more than I do get brown, and this will turn a little bit browner, but I turn more red than I do anything else.
Well, you start peeling and trying to figure that out. Adam, the next question on this, I bet, I'm almost willing, let's put up $5 on this. I bet you've met this guy somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
He's from Mississippi. He's real famous and has this big bar up in North Mississippi in the Delta. Have you ever met Morgan Freeman?
I unfortunately have not.
Oh, my gosh, I lost
love
$5.
to meet the guy. Yeah, I mean,
Really?
what an incredible guy, though.
He's been to Meridian several times. I think he was put into the museum there, an inductee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Morgan Freeman, there is no nicer gentleman. He is a representative of the state of Mississippi like no other. So if you ever bump into him, everything that you've ever seen on TV of a nice guy, he's that and tenfold. I promise you. I've met a lot of people, and he is just the man.
And super nice.
Now,
super nice.
there ain't probably a child in 250 miles of here that hasn't watched this next movie. And he died so young. He was 53 years old when he passed away.
Now, you know, if this show come on anybody's TV nowadays, the FBI would be at your house pulling your TV and your rights to watch anything.
But let me tell you, back in the day, it was it. Jake Little was born, and he was just Mel Blanc's Blazing Saddles, and he was the sheriff. If you've never watched that, folks, watch it. It is truly funny, and more funny. He was such a great actor, and I'm 53 years old, passed away.
That's tough.
He's done a lot of Broadway shows. I've done a little bit of research on that. Now, this next guy, I can't even pronounce his name, but I know him from what he's been in.
It's Renee.
Renee's his first name. How do you pronounce that last name? I'm going to let you go for that.
Well, I'll get Renee Marat.
Yeah, we don't know the rest of this, but y'all just mumble it real loud. Anybody ever watch the comical Benson back in the day?
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever sit back and watch Mel Gibson's The Patriot? Do you remember the pastor that was in that? Well, this is that guy that played the pastor. Here he is up here. But this was back in the days of Benson when he played the governor's right-hand man. And no, we have no idea how to say that.
Auberjonosis?
How about you, Adam? Can you say that name? Because I can't.
I was fine when you put me on the spot earlier. I don't have.
I am horrible. I must have missed that week in third grade when they taught you how to sound out words, because I can't do that one. But no. Big birthday there for him. One of my heroes, I remember sitting down with Malia Peavy many moons ago in the 80s, and she said, I got these two guys that Peavy are going to sponsor, and they're going to come in, and it was back when she had the Peavy House, and she said they're going to do a concert in Meridian tonight and a few weeks out, and she said we're going to bring them in and do a fundraiser to raise money for it. I was like, and this is who it was. Brooks and Dunn, Ronnie Dunn, celebrates a birthday today, born in 1953, and what a guy he is. He's a man's man, one of those, if he gives you his word, he stands by it. So if you ever bump into Ronnie, he's one of those. He's one of us, as I like to say.
Great concert 2 weeks ago on the Mississippi Gulf Coast.
You did go, didn't you?
Yep. Got to go see Brooks and Dunn. My stepson had gotten 4 tickets, and 2 of the guys couldn't go. So he called, and his mama said, yes, we'll take them. So we went and got to see them in concert and put on an awesome show.
Every now and then your wife or your girlfriend jumps on you, chews on you a little bit there. Maybe you got caught out of the corner of your eye going, woo. Sometimes it inspires you to write a song. It was a guy named Johnny Cash that got that inspiration, and it would be released to radio today in 1964. I Walked the Line. Because he had to. She was watching him. That opening note of that song, you just can't help but like it as it goes forward there.
And you know what's coming next.
Now, this next young lady, there's no way that you would recognize her picture. We just don't see it that much, but you've heard of her. And what a inspiration, Odie, this woman was. She done the impossible. If you think, I can't do something, if you're one of those that wake up and you go, I just can't do this. Yes. This is the lady that you need to look at. She passed away on this date, Miss Helen Keller. Now, if that is not inspiration, she was deaf, she was blind, and yet one of the most educated people that ever existed in our history.
And started a school to make sure that anyone else that suffered that was able to get an education like she did. Very inspirational. And no more, well, it's not fair, I can't do it.
That woman showed you different.
That woman did it.
It would be 1974 that the TV guy would be honest to you about who was taller. They tried to change that on the television show if you ever watched it, but here's what it really looked like behind the scenes. Sonny and Cher, he really was that short. She was a big girl.
Yes, she was. She was tall.
Big, yep. Funny, a little bit different. 1980, our lives would change. And Adam, I know that probably the thing that sticks out in your mind would probably be 1994 and a white Bronco. But over in Atlanta, Georgia, on this day, 1980, they hit a button and it turned on. We don't watch it anymore, but back in the day, we used to.
Yeah,
CNN was launched.
That was it. 24-hour news.
We'd never seen anything like that. It just wasn't. You didn't see it.
It was constant. That's all you had. News. Man.
Ron Burgundy, if you go back and watch the movie there, he's the one that actually discovered that. Remember that scene? Think, Ron, what are we going to do? Oh, there's a car chase. All right, 1985, David Lee Roth. And again, it wasn't my kind of music. I was more into your Merle Haggards and your George Strait at the time. But there was a few of you.
I liked Van Halen.
Who went out on the limb. Yeah, there's one limb. Yeah. Anybody, and to say it out loud, I guess, sounds kind of odd. But he had a number one song today. Well, he actually hit 12. I'm just a gigolo.
Everywhere I go.
Do you remember that? And you look back on history and you go, how did that ever happen?
Yeah.
It just wasn't one of those. Even Jump was better than that. Hey, Jump. Meridian. We've made news headlines today. It was 1991 that one of our own, he's even on a building downtown on a wall.
Yeah,
one of
and
the
a road
greatest.
named after him.
Sure does.
Right here from Meridian.
David Ruffin passed away on this date back in 1991, and he goes down in history as being one of the greatest that ever sang on a stage. So we thank him and his family that still live here. Country music was not ready for this, and the world was certainly not ready for his genes. Yeah, that would later come after this. But 1992, and anybody knows Jimmy Earl Thomas from Scuba, Mississippi. The first time I ever heard this, he drove up in his 86 Toyota with this blaring. I thought, what is that? And it was My Achy Breaky Heart. It went number one back in 92 on this day.
Well, he didn't have anything to even go number two.
Some gave all.
Or four.
Some gave all.
But that was old, wasn't it?
It was after that. That was his first one.
Yeah,
very first one there. Oh, Achy Breaky. But that put him on the map from the flat woods of Kentucky. Now, there's a few guys out there that quite found her. Sam was one of those. Sam thought this woman was hot.
Yeah, she come into the meat market.
Yeah.
Buy lunch meat.
She even made the Brady Bunch sequel there where they went back.
Yeah, sure
Ann
did.
P. Davis passed away, and you'll know her as Alice, as the housekeeper in the Brady Bunch. She passed away on this day. She may have done other things, and I'm sure she did. I just don't know any of them because that one just stuck out.
Yeah, that will be with us for the rest of our lives.
Yeah. So, Adam, let me ask this. We were talking about different songs in this. Who's your favorite? Put you on the spot. Who's your favorite artist of that act that you just got to go see? Who is it that you like better than anybody?
It changes all the time. I guess on the way here, I was listening to Tyler Childers. That's one that's been kind of on repeat in my car for a while now. So right now, he's one of my favorites. And I think about some of the good concerts I've seen. The Red Hot Chili Peppers concert back, 15 years ago or so was one of my most entertaining ones I've ever been to.
and you have to think, where did they come up with that? Red Hot Chili Peppers. Who was behind this?
You never can tell.
No, you can't. Already 7:44. Good morning to you.
No matter how many times you try, and no matter where you call, Representative 81 Steve Horn won't answer the phone. We're not getting any representation in Jackson. District 81, we can do better. Vote Ben Shirley, August the 8th. Paid for by Ben Shirley.
Meridian's favorite barbecue is Squealer's Barbecue. Named the barbecue capital. Burgers, Squealer's simply has the best for a family environment. Every Thursday night, there's live music out on the porch. Takeout orders are welcome, and whether it's your next tailgate or large catering event, your friends at Squealer's are there to help. Drop in for lunch today or a night out on the town. Squealer's Barbecue, the best in fine barbecue.
Are you looking for a trustworthy place to buy your next car or truck? Visit my friends at Massey Supermart Auto Sales. They've been doing business since 1955. There's a reason they've been in business for so long. They have fair prices, superior service, and repeat customers. For your next quality pre-owned vehicle, it's Massey Supermart Auto Sales. Taking care of your car needs at 1023 Highway 39 North.
Profit dealer, Massey Supermart. Nothing adds more value to your home than well-manicured landscaping. Distinctive Borders can transform the look of your residential or commercial landscaping with continuous decorative concrete curbing. Distinctive Borders adds an attractive, durable, and permanent solution that will add value and prestige to the overall appearance of your home's landscape. Choose from a custom range of colors and patterns at an affordable price. Locally owned and operated right here in Meridian, Mississippi. Distinctive Borders, 601-490-3678.
Well, at some point today, you're going to need a cold drink, maybe a candy bar, a bag of chips, or wait a minute, gasoline. All that for you at Maples One Stop. And they got bargains right now on the Gatorade, 2 for $5.29. You can take advantage of those Pepsi products, 2 for $4. Even on the citrus drinks there. As you get into what's coming up, lunchtime.
That's it. And I tell you, you can't beat two good places to go, and that's 32nd Avenue. 31st Avenue. I'm sorry. You can go in and get those good chicken strips. You can get those awesome potato logs. Or you can go to Causeyville, right there at the old Judge's store, and get some of the best hot, homemade lunch food that you can get. I'm talking about country-fried food.
We give it a thumbs up.
Man, you got some of the nicest people that's going to welcome you when you walk in the store, and thank you for being there. And the store will be clean when you walk in.
All right, drop by and visit with them today. Again, they'll take care of you. Anything. Hey, let's hit another button here and see what happens here. See what we look like. Again, this is live with mistakes.
We're not too far off.
Yeah,
and
I see you.
My color went down.
Yeah, your color is down. Again, we apologize for the camera issue this morning, but it did happen. We'll try to adjust up at the next one. We won't do that live to you and make you dizzy on your TV. But we'll make another adjustment here in just a second there. Trusty notepad.
We're getting there. That's the only script we got. It's what we get to pen and write down real quick.
It says today's high 87. That's the only notes we got today. What we do know that we want to spread the word on, there was arrests yesterday. As we mentioned, U.S. Marshals on the streets of Meridian. They were there.
Yeah.
I first got word of, hey, what's happening on Mosby Road? There's like everywhere. There's black SUVs. This is what was going on as we see this. Someone is taken into custody as we check all of this out. Antonio, better known as Jack Boom Clay, was arrested yesterday in connection, and pay attention to the words they use, in connection with the murder of Javon Adams. So we'll do this. He's been charged with murder, possession of a firearm by a felon. Clay has also been placed on a no bond. More charges are pending also on this. So pretty serious charges as we look at this. One taken into custody on that, and they're saying that there's going to be more arrests tied to this.
Well, I'm still confused on something now.
Okay.
So there's a law that says a felon cannot have a firearm, right?
Correct.
And he was a felon.
Correct.
But he had a firearm.
Uh-huh.
So you mean to tell me that if they have a law that says a felon can't have a firearm, and a felon had a firearm, how are these other laws going to work? Because the ones who break the law are the ones who's going to continue to break the law. If they say no more guns, the only people who are not going to have a gun are the law-abiding citizens.
To where you're pointing out, Odie's whole point on this is it had been passed that this man can't own one, but yet he still had one.
Exactly.
That was the point of what he was getting across there. And I think a lot of people will agree with that. And there are so many that want to take those off the street, period. But
just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, there's a lot more to that. We also had another arrest as we pull this up and we go back to the Meridian Police Department. Zavon T. Sims, he's 21 years old, was arrested by the Meridian Police Department in connection to a shooting that occurred at Village Apartments on Mosby Road on May the 10th. He's charged with shooting into a dwelling. That's a big no-no. He's been arrested and charged with that crime. Again, you're innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. We'll see where all this turns out, and hopefully no files will be lost in between now and then with these next.
And
that's what we're hoping.
Reports are written, and we get this stuff done.
Yeah. We'll dive into that one morning of files disappearing, and well, there's no evidence now. And
so let's throw it out.
We got to turn somebody loose. That's happened more times than you think in Meridian. Rump Row is how we say that. We did have some gunfire reported last night, Odie, as we go here to the 600 block of 49th Avenue. This is Highway 19. This will be due east of here. Here's Highway 49, this back road right here. In this general area here before you get to Manning Street is where gunshots were heard. Now, no one was hurt, no one injured on that, and I always try to point that out in these situations that no one was injured. Also, we had gunfire reported here also as we pull this up last night in the 900 block of 42nd Avenue, right around Frank Berry Courts. Gunfire was reported there also. Again, no injuries whatsoever. We'll be right back as we got more headlines that happen locally here.
Hi, I'm Nick Lisi. I am owner of Pinch and Tails Crawfish Shack here in Marion, Mississippi. We are located right across the street from the Subway Sandwich Shop, right next to the Little Griddle. If you're a seafood lover, we have the absolute best seafood in town. We carry crawfish, shrimp, lobster tails, raw oysters, snow crab, corn potato sausage, all the fixins. And for all of your special orders and catering needs, please call 601-934-0598. We're located in downtown Marion.
It's campaign season. Do yourself a favor and elect Reed Tree Service. Got a tree that scares you each time that it sways in the wind? Elect Reed Tree Service to remove that threat. Have storm winds knocked a tree down in your yard and you want it gone? Elect Reed Tree Service. Professional, experienced, insured. Call Mike 601-416-1233 and elect Reed Tree Service for all of your needs. Tell them Scotty Ray sent you.
Health Now is your locally owned medical equipment store. Every person's need is a little different, and they offer a little bit of everything from hospital beds, wheelchairs, reclining back wheelchairs, breathing treatments, CPAPs and supplies. They even have walkers, bath products, and oxygen. And the great thing about Health Now is they offer same-day service. They're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and on call 24/7. Health Now Medical Equipment, where we treat our patients like family.
Your local farmer knows a good deal when he sees one. The L-Series Kubota tractor is the #1 selling compact tractor in the USA and offered at Parish Kubota with 0% financing available. Come see why we're more than a tractor store at Parish Tractor.
If you're looking for a nice place to sit today, Lauderdale County Farm Supply has got that for you there. Rockers, look at that. A glider is what they actually call it, but it's comfortable. Maybe you do need that rocking chair. Sit on the front porch. Rocking years, rocking babies, I think is what they said.
Oh, yeah.
It's very comfortable. Birdhouses and so much more. If you need sod, feed, seed, anything that deals with your house or a farm, they've got it at Lauderdale County Farm Supply. Drop in today, visit with them. Lots of wind chimes and boots and things that, well, get the day working. T-shirts and galore. See them there. Feed, seed, and a whole lot more for any animal that you might have. Farm Supply's got it. Exit 151 right off the interstate. Now, something that we do need to address, we lost horribly 4 lives yesterday as we pull up the news story from yesterday. This is the scene on I-20. As you can see, smoke off in the distance. A 4-car pileup that included 3 18-wheelers and a car.
Yeah, it was a tough situation all the way around. I've got to throw out some thank yous to Chief Collier with Meridian Fire Department, Chief Hollingsworth, his deputy chief, along with Rescue, Captain Greg, Captain Will with Engine 3, bringing those guys out, responding with us to work this scene. All the law enforcement, Lauderdale County Fire. This was a tough scene for everybody to work. Families, somebody that we need to continue to pray for all of the families that were involved in this. This was a tough situation. Just got to stay vigilant on the highways and pay attention to what's going on around you at all times. Still a lot of questions that we're having to ask and still wonder exactly what caused everything to take place. But overall, a very sad situation. Our hearts go out to all the families and all the first responders, that had to deal with this. Metro right there with us. sad day for our Meridian area.
It is. And so we condolences to all that. And then immediately after that, we had another incident where we had two 18-wheelers get hung or hit the bridge again, old Highway 80.
Yeah, it's, you know, every time we shut down the interstate, and right now that interstate on that bridge is down to a one lane because of the fire, and it burnt so hot that it has damaged that bridge. So hopefully we can keep one lane open. But when we do shut down that road, we have truck drivers who decide that they're going to take a shorter cut than what we've kind of mapped out for them. And they don't understand that a 3'6" 18-wheeler will not fit through a 12'3" low bridge. But they're going to try because their GPS said that that's where they need to go. Then you'd gotten caught down there because the other bridge is out. So you would have had to cut through some backcountry roads that are narrow and curvy. So when we map out for everybody to go one way, there's a reason. There's a reason for us to do that. But this happens, you know, all the time. These truck drivers, they're not paying attention. I agree, some of the signs do need to be redone. They're not as bright anymore, and maybe some lights on it to make them flash. But we've got, and it's not just truck drivers, we do the same thing. We're more into maps on our phones or a GPS telling us where to go, and we're not reading a lot of road signs. But that's a main track that comes into our area, and we just hope that they don't damage that track.
That's what we hope so.
One of these days with these trucks. But
Delta Walker joining us from Ohio in town today, and our condolences go to you and your family there as you made the comment about your sister passing away. We can't say enough there. We've run a little over time this morning. We're off television now. We're just online now at this point. And we want to say thank you to each and every one of you coming by. We'll be back again tomorrow morning as we begin another day, as we shape it. We track the headlines across our area to let you know first of what goes on with everything in our communities. And we'll have all our cameras issues worked out tomorrow, hopefully.
That's right.
Anybody want to see Odie? This is where a lot of people say, well, my iPhone takes just as good of pictures as anything else. Let me show you the difference in between good camera and this is Odie on cheap camera.
Yeah.
This is Odie on better camera.
It's not as red. I feel
this
better.
is Odie on frozen camera.
That's whoops. You never know what you're going to get around here. We don't script anything.
No, it just kind of happens there.
Yeah,
as they say, the show must go on when things break, and well, we just keep right on rolling. So our apologies for the little technical issue earlier this morning. We'll get things fixed to be ready for tomorrow morning. From the bottom of our hearts, we thank you for joining us each and every day. God bless you. And as always, you can inbox us with any information that you may have, and we'll get on the job of trying to find out if it's true or not.
That's it. We love you. Stay safe. We'll see you in 22 3/4 hours.
I was curious if you were going to correct that. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Thank you so much.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: